JC here. Well, we're leaving Nha Trang and we're headed to Da Nang, I think we say it, but they say Da Nang. So anyway, we're headed out of there. What did I think of Nha Trang? We found some aberrations to the angry old people. The lady that served us coffee was really nice. We took a taxi from our guest house to the train station, and the taxi driver was really nice as well. So we're seeing some aberrations to that attitude, which is really great. The cost of the ticket was 399,000 dong, which is $18. It's about a 10-hour trip. So that's what we're doing. And so we'll keep you informed as we go along as to how the trip progresses. But anyway, I'll get back with you shortly with more info, but we're headed north on the train. Okay, so you can see this is the train we came in on, and we're in Da Nang, and it's 10:15 at night, and we got on the train at the train left at 1:30 this afternoon. So I'm assuming when we hit the station here, there's going to be taxis that'll take us to a hotel that we've pre-booked online. And so there you go. Wasn't too bad. The seats were comfortable, the air was pretty good, the TV was not loud at all, which was really great. And all in all, it was a good trip. You could buy instant noodles. You could buy a few things on the train. We sort of brought stuff with us, but bought some instant noodles to eat while we were underway. And there you go. So Da Nang, our next stop on this little journey. So we're going to head off, get a taxi, get to our hotel, and we'll be talking to you again soon. See you. Hey, well, made it into the room. I just wanted to show you in Da Nang, as Vietnamese call it. We got a room. I booked this, pre-booked it. Now we're right across the street from the water. So I want to show you, this is $25 a night. So I want to show you what you can get for $25 a night out on the water. If you look, really nice decorations. The furnishings are great. big bed, hardwood furniture, really nice. Got my desk I can work on. Got TV, got hot water, a hot water maker, some complimentary bottles of water. Last place we were in, they actually gave us green tea that we could use to make hot water and make green tea. Free Wi-Fi, air, beautiful. For $25 is amazing, huh? And check this out. Check this bathroom out. All tiled, Korean countertop. Really nice. Glass shower with my rain shower head. I like that. The only thing I like better than that is maybe a bathtub, which are sometimes hard to find in Asia. But when I find them, I can relax. Anyway, there you go. $25 a night. Hard to beat, huh? On the water. So, again, I don't recommend places because then you're going to think I'm getting something complimentary out of the deal or something. I don't ever get compensated for any of this stuff. But I wanted to show you, all these times I do this, it's an example of what you can find if you look. So I just got this online. What did it take me? About a half hour to book this room? About a half hour. I found it and booked it. And so also, free complimentary breakfast, as long as you can get up by 9 o'clock. So anyway, just wanted to turn you on to what you can get for $25 a night in Da Nang. And Da Nang. I'm going to do that forever. I've been programmed from watching movies my whole life of how to pronounce it, and I've been pronouncing it wrong. Everybody's been showing bad pronunciation. But anyway, here we go. We're in. Tomorrow we'll be hitting the road. Check out Da Nang for places to stay, what it's going to cost to live, what it's like to be in the city. So there you go. See you tomorrow. So let's talk Da Nang. I'll give you a little history and stuff about it, but we're actually in a little coffee shop. There's more. Did you know that Vietnam is the second largest producer of coffee in the world? I had no idea. That's just to keep up with the people that drink it here. But most of it is Robusta beans that they grow here. But it's the second largest coffee producer in the world. Amazing, huh? But anyway, so Da Nang is one of the major port cities of Vietnam, and it's the biggest city in central Vietnam region. It's situated on the coast, if you don't know, of the Eastern Sea. And it lies about 16 degrees north latitude, which is the same as Khon Kaen and Korat in Thailand, and equal to Acapulco and Timbuktu. So just to give you an idea of where it's located geographically. So on January of 1997, Da Nang was separated from Quang Nam province to become one of 5 independent and centrally controlled municipalities in Vietnam. It's the 5th largest city in Vietnam as well. And so it has an area of 1,285.4 square kilometers, which is 496 square miles, and a population as of 2014 of 1,007,400 people. The history of it is France gradually strengthened their hold on Vietnam, and it turned into the establishment of French Indochina, and that was in 1887, I think. And 2 years later, in 1889, French colonists renamed the city Turan, and it came to be considered one of Indochina's 5 major cities, which were Hanoi, Saigon, Cholon, Haiphong, and Hue. So during the Vietnam War, the city was home to a major air base here that was used by both South Vietnamese and the United States Air Forces. And the base was considered to be one of the world's busiest airports during the war, reaching an average of 2,595 air traffic operations daily, more than any port in the world at that time. The final U.S. ground combat operations in Vietnam ceased on August 13th, 1972. Da Nang fell to the communist forces, and March of 1975. The weather here is a tropical monsoon climate, and it has two seasons, a typhoon and wet season lasting from September through March, and a dry season lasting from April through August. Temperatures are typically high with an annual average of about 25.9, say 30 degrees Celsius, which is about 78 degrees Fahrenheit. And the temperatures are highest between June and August, with the daily highs averaging about 34 degrees Celsius, which is about 93 degrees Fahrenheit, and the lowest between December and January, averaging about 25 degrees Celsius or 77 degrees Fahrenheit. So there you go. There's a little bit of info about Da Nang, and we're interested in seeing what it has to offer as far as a Ripper living here. I've read some good things about the city, and we'll see if they come true. A lot of people say it's on the tourist map, but I'm not sure about that. We'll check it out. Good afternoon from Da Nang. Well, we set out to do a couple things today, and we haven't got much accomplished except buying some soap and some water and stuff. And I couldn't understand why everything was closed. It's because today is Sunday. We didn't even know today was Sunday. But everything was closed. But you got to remember that in Vietnam, many people are Christians. So Sunday is what? That's right, a day of rest. If we'd known that, we would have been doing the same thing. So anyway, I found on the map 4 places that we can rent motorbikes here in town, but they're not open today. So we're going to have to wait. Hello! How are you? Hello! Yeah, let me ask them if they know where to rent the motorbike. So we're trying to rent the motorbike. There's a couple of places that you can rent motorbikes, but like I said, they're closed. Let's see if they can help us here using Google Translate.
Magical Center. Có thuê xe máy. Thuê xe máy. Ai thuê à? Ngoài kia. Đang ở Phú Mỹ Thành á. Không khách sạn á. Đang ở Phú Mỹ Thành á.
Thai.
Thằng ba nhà này kìa, nhà cao cao này kìa.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Ở khách sạn á, tại đây là khách sạn á.
She doesn't understand any Thailand. Thailand.
Tôi người Thái. Đúng hiểu.
I don't know if they understood. Thank you.
Hello.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's a typical interaction you're going to have here. Now, we're going down there. I haven't seen one foreigner yet, Caucasian foreigner, since I've been here. And we've walked most of the day today, and I haven't seen one. Now we're on one of these little sois, we call sois in Thailand, a little lane, we call them back in the States. And this is actually a big one. They actually are much smaller than this, going in between the big streets. Hello! And there's a lot of, I said this is primarily Christian, but they have a lot of pagodas that are Chinese Buddhism or Taoism, I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, so we're looking for the motorbike. We're headed back to our hotel, and when we were going down this little lane, I figured, hey, we ought to pull out the camera because this is typical of what you're going to find now. Notice those ladies were very friendly. I've been giving everybody a bad rap here. As we've gotten further away from the tourist areas, hello, people are becoming much more friendlier, but it's getting harder and harder to communicate. But everybody's trying to be really friendly. Hello. They're trying to be really friendly and helpful. So, you know, I've given the place a bad rap as far as the attitude of the people. And we'll see if that continues. The horn honking is continued for sure. Hello. Hello. So, yeah. One thing we've noticed here is they don't use a lot of fish sauce that we use in Thailand. They use soy sauce a lot. You're not going to get a fork and spoon like we do in Thailand to eat with. You're going to get chopsticks, a set of chopsticks and a spoon. You're going to eat more noodles than you're going to eat rice. And I've noticed regional differences as well in the cuisine. Like, there's a lot more of the sandwich and baguettes as you go further south for some reason. And also the food, the noodle soup. Hello! The noodle soup. There's more of as we were further south. So anyway, that's it. I just wanted to turn you on to this little soy. A lot of places serve shakes and juices, which is really cool. Let's see if... Okay. What kind? Thai people, any Thai. What do you have? I guess she says go look. Let's go look. Yeah, but what do you have? What do you want? She's got papaya, she's got pineapple. I'm not sure. Huh? Okay. So Nat's pointing out a coconut to her. And she's saying, sit down, sit down, sit down. And I have to sit in one of the baby chairs again. That just amazes me. We were in restaurants. They actually had some bigger chairs in the restaurant, but most of them were they were a little bit bigger than this, but they looked like a table and chairs for students. I guess they're so used to squatting here that this is pretty close to squatting, you know? It's a natural position. So she's hacking away at the coconut back here. And so we're going to get a coconut shake. And if you say, are you worried about the ice? Yes and no. I haven't been bothered by it yet. Doesn't mean I won't. But, I got Vietnamese language on my keyboard and I'm trying to type in mango and I keep getting some other thing. Huh? 2 coconuts? Oh. Oh. Well, there you go. See, now this again is typical. This is why I turn on the cameras, because the communication is going to be a challenge. Now, if you watched our video from Nha Trang, thank you, from Nha Trang, you would have seen that this happened before in Nha Trang. And what we had them do was we drank the water, the coconut water, then had them take the meat inside and make a shake out of it. So we'll see if we can do that again. But anyway, I just wanted to turn you on to this. This is typical. And I know a lot of you all, I try and step into your shoes if you came to Thailand and hadn't been there before and you stepped off the beaten path. Well, a lot of people go to Chiang Mai, Pattaya, Phuket, even Chiang Rai, some of these places. It's pretty easy to get around because they're used to foreigners, they're used to communicating in English with foreigners. But if you stepped out of those tourist areas, you'd have the same challenges I'm having here. So I'm stepping into your shoes and saying, okay, how would you get by? What would it be like? And so this is really good for me to go through this again. because it reiterates a lot of things that I need to explain to you all about Thailand and how to get by and stuff. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and drink our coconuts, and then we'll see if we can find a place they're talking about a motorbike down the street. If you're wondering the temperature in Da Nang, it's, I'd say, high 80s or low 80s. Low 80s. Yeah, low 80s, and it gets down to 70s at night, Fahrenheit. So anyway, we're going to continue on. See you for now. Good morning, Vietnam. We're in Da Nang and got another day. This is our second day here, and I got to tell you, we didn't have a motorbike yesterday, so we tried to get around and find a motorbike rental. We were looking for laundry and things like that, and the challenge is the language. I don't know what those symbols look like, the words look like for those words. Now I have my phone with the app on there with the translation, and so we walked around and looked for it. I'm not even sure where the central city is where everything's happening. We're at the beach, and the beach is like, you can see, if you look down this way on the beach, you can see there's like nobody there. There's some fishing boats. Speaking of fishing boats, everything in Vietnam is small. Every time I go to a restaurant or sit someplace for coffee, the chairs and tables are tiny. You look at this little boat for netting. It looks like a bottle top. Small boat. We have a temple boat behind me here, which is pretty cool. And so, yeah, we're going to go around today, and we're going to try and find some things. We're going to look for an apartment, for shopping, things like that. We did rent the motorbike. The challenge, like I've said before, is that you're going to have to leave your passport. Okay, and so what makes this easy is if you rent it. We've had the opportunity now a couple times to rent at the hotel. They already have my passport anyway, so they rent the motorbike. Last time it was only 100,000 per day, which I think is like $4 or $5, something like this. This time they wanted 200,000. But people talked about inflation. What happens when inflation hits to Southeast Asia, Thailand, and places like that? And I've always said, if you look at how much things cost to start with, even if they're inflated 30% or something, if inflation, which is really outrageous inflation, it wouldn't affect us that much. Because prices are so cheap to start with. Somebody on a really tight Category 1 budget it might affect, but most of us it wouldn't affect that much. So going from $5 to $10 for only a couple days, I'll bear with it. Now if I was here long term, actually in the city there's 4 places that rent motorbikes. A couple of them are owned by foreigners, I think, which is another thing I want to mention about what's really strange about this place. And I found this to be true in Cambodia as well. There's something about coming to a place that's in Southeast Asia and frequenting businesses and establishments or vendors, hawkers trying to get you to use their product or service, or a restaurant, something like that. And the person waiting on you or trying to get you to do something is a foreigner. People complain about Thailand's laws for working. I understand why, because coming to Southeast Asia and being in a Southeast Asian country and being waited on by foreigners or being handed menus by foreigners and stuff is really strange to me. I don't like it. I just feel like I'm back in a Western country, except they're not even American. So I don't know, that's not why I came to Southeast Asia. I came because I like the culture, I like the people and everything. So that I understand why Thailand doesn't really want people to be working, taking jobs from Thai people. It takes away from the character of the country, if you ask me. Now, having said that, in Da Nang, there are no foreigners but me. I've been here now over 24 hours. I've never seen another foreigner but me. Have you seen another Farang? Farang? Farang Kondiame? Yeah, only one foreigner, that's me. I'm sure there's some around. There's probably a part of the city that's got more tourism. Now this beach road is really interesting because it appears like this Da Nang started out to be like a happening place because there's hotels, there's restaurants, there's everything along this beach area. Now I haven't gone all the way down. It's a really long, extensive road along the beach. But it looks like they built all these hotels and restaurants, and there's even massage establishments and everything. And many, many of them are closed, whether it's like this is low season or it just never took off and people just abandoned their businesses. I don't know yet. And I'll try and do some research to find out what is up with that. But if you compare this is like normal Vietnamese city, which is really cool. And I actually thought it was going to be a big city. Now I'll show you a picture from an sort of aerial view, and you can see it's fairly large residential area. But as far as it being commercialized and that whole touristy feel, I don't get that here at all. Which makes it a challenge, just like in Thailand when you go to some place and it's not highly frequented by tourists, by foreigners. It makes things good in one way and bad in another. Very good because you really get the character of the country that you're living in. As you saw when I was walking down that street yesterday. But the other thing is it makes it more difficult to get around, to communicate and stuff like that. So I'd say so far, every time I have to explain what I want, like on a menu or something like that, or have something made, a shake or something, it's always coming out wrong. And that's where you got to have, I've always mentioned in these videos, you hear me say it over and over again, to have flexible beliefs. You got to have beliefs that allow you to be flexible, to have a preference the way you want things to be, but then be accepting of what comes. Be flexible enough to say, well, it didn't come the way I wanted. I'll take what I got. If you come over here and start complaining, you're going to have too much to complain about. You're going to be miserable. The people around you will be miserable, and that's not going to work. So anyway, Nat and I are getting on the bike. We're going down the road. I'll shoot a little video of the road for you so you can see the difference between here and Nha Trang, which is night and day. And we'll see what we can find for you today, okay? Down the beach road. And on one side you got homes and businesses, hotels, restaurants, things like that. As you can see, many of them are closed. So I'm not sure what's up with that. As you can hear, the horns are still prevalent. And we have the beach on the other side. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and we still got people coming the wrong direction in this country. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow this down, see if all of a sudden it gets more populated or more populated with foreigners or tourism. So if so, it would be an easier place to eat and get things done. They would have more things geared for tourists, like motorcycle rentals and laundry and things like that, but I'm not sure. I'm just like you all, having come for the first time, you know? We're just exploring as we go along. But so far, this surely isn't what I expected. I thought it was going to be a place that was big on the tourist map, and it isn't at all so far. it's interesting because there's hardly anybody that's traveling on the beach road here. And if you look out on the beach, there's only fishermen on the beach. There's no tourism or anybody like walking along the beach just to walk. But of course, if it's Vietnamese people or Asian people, they're not going to walk on the beach during the daytime because they don't want to get a tan. So the only people who'd really be out there are foreigners or the workers that would be supporting that kind of the businesses that take care of foreigners. But if you go, now I'm not sure this area, but back where we started shooting the video, if you went over one block, it's really busy. It's bustling with all local activity, local business and stuff. There are lifeguard towers here, manned with lifeguards. As you can see, if you wanted to come to a beach and be near a city that had amenities, and we're not sure how many amenities are here yet, without speaking the language fluently, this would be a beach to consider for sure. And you're not far from Hoi An, which we're going to go see, and also Hue, which is to the north, and Hoi An is to the south a little bit. So we'll be doing those too. Nice house for sale. Right across from the beach. Not bad. Anyway, we're going to shut down the camera for now and be back when we find something else. But as you can see, as we cruise along, it's actually gotten more residential and less commercial. So, okay, we'll be back in a few minutes.